Hi guys, welcome back to my XPS guide. Now I'm gonna review Elena. So she is a true double hand hybrid attacker. So let's compare her to Aurora Fravia and Kurasame. And I don't think it is fair comparison because like you can see that Elena butcher those two stats, okay? But it is perfectly understandable because they are old characters. But yeah, just take a look at this. Elena can get 230% attack and magic boost. Okay, it's really insane. Especially if you take a look on Aurora Fravia, she only get 130% and Kurasame only 100% attack and magic boost. But again, that 230% are kinda not achievable. Why? Because you need to equip ice or light sword, and that's kind of not good because you need to get her trust mastery word. So unless you have her STMR, then you gonna stuck with her trust mastery word. But it is not a bad weapon, it is really good weapon. It is on super trust mastery word level, okay, the great sword. But that means you can only get 170% attack and magic boost because it is great sword and non-elemental sword. And talking about ice and light, if I'm not mistaken, for ice you can get Kurasame weapon, okay, Ice Blade Himuro, and light. For light, I believe we will get it on the next week because Astral sword on this week, Astral weapon, or I forgot the name, it is like elemental hybrid sword. But again, just equip her with her trust mastery word and you will be fine with Elena. And like you can see, not only attack and magic, her other stats are also insanely amazing. She can get 140% health and MP boost, but again, that requires you to equip certain elemental weapon, so it is probably not achievable for most players. But again, it is still fine because she still gets 110% with standard setup. Whoa, pretty insane. And for defense and spirit, they are also insane, guys. Take a look on this, 130% spirit. It is on par with AoE magic tank or physical tank, the defense stats. Really amazing. So if you think Esther is tanky, then Elena is even tankier. It's really insane. Maybe if you ask me who characters has the best stats on this game, and I can say it is definitely Elena. She is really insane, guys. And she has that Petrify, Blind, Paralyze, and Confuse. So pretty good because you don't want her to go killing other characters. But yeah, she doesn't have Stop or Charm Resist, but that's perfectly okay. Let's leave that for your buffer or healer to give her immunity. Okay. And she also gets 50% demon and human killer, which is nice. And if you pair her with Morgana, she gonna has another 100% demon and human killer. So yes, amazing offensive stats. And she also has 50% faster LB gauge fill rate. It is small but useful because you want to use her LB as often as possible because it increases your damage modifier. Talking about modifier, she gets 8 times to lots of her chaining abilities. And yeah, I think that's all you need to know about her stats. Pretty amazing, probably the best in the game. Now let's take a look on her abilities. Her abilities are kinda complicated in my opinion. So let's just summarize it. If you take a look here, she able to chain with Disorder, Stardust Ray, Bolting Strike, and Aurel Ray. And if you take a look here, yes, it is pretty amazing. The damage potential with triple cast is, yes, maybe she is the best bolting striker, but again, she is like Zeno and Akstar who need a setup. And I don't like it a bit, okay? So let's take a look on her setup. So she gets +8 from her passive, so you don't need to do anything. And on the battle, you can get another 8 from her Aurora and Blossom arts. Actually, I don't know if they are stackable. because Aurora and Blossom art skills are kinda contradict each other. If you activate Aurora, you will disable your Blossom abilities. So just in case they stack, okay, that means she can get another 8 times damage modifier. So yeah, on the first battle you want to use this too, so to get 8 times. And if you want to make her bolting striker, the second step you need to do on the battle is to use her cooldown abilities. You need to use both of her cooldown abilities to get plus 16 times. I know it's kinda waste because her cooldown abilities gives you 40 LB crystals, which allow you to use her LB immediately. So using both cooldown abilities seem kinda waste, but this is what you need to do if you want to get immediately. You want to get fast damage boost, okay? Because using those two, you will get a 16 times damage. So that's amazing, but that's only applicable for Blade of Crystal. Okay, if you don't use Blade of Crystals, you can ignore this, okay, cooldown ability. And also, if you use Aurora Tempest, the disorder chaining move, then what you need to use is Celestial Guidance. You will get 6 times. And finally, you need to use her LB on the next turn. Your LB will give you 10 times damage modifier to all of your abilities. So yes, that's amazing, okay? But that only lasts for 3 turns. And on the next turn after LB, you need to use Aurora, Radiant Might, or Blossom Frost Edge. And you get plus 6 times. You need to use this before next turn because this buff only lasts for 2 turns. So this is the buff you want to use on the last step because the effect only for 1 turn, okay? And on the next turn, you can deal this amazing damage. And yes, that's kind of annoying, guys, because you need to remember what skills to use. Okay, she also able to imbue water, lightning, light, and ice elements. So yes, it's pretty flexible and imperil 50% of those elemental resist. So you can choose which one. But from after taking a look, she doesn't have 100% imperil. So that's kind of a downer because the best imperil she can do is 75%. Okay, so enough about offensive. Let's take a look on her buffing. Is it reliable? I'm sorry to say, but her buff probably not that reliable. Don't get me wrong, I don't say it is bad, okay? Through some setup, her buff can work. What I mean to say by unreliable is she doesn't have defense and spirit buff on the first turn. So that can be fatal on some situation. But let's say if you use Auron as your breaker, if you have Sacred Shield Charlotte as your AoE magic tank, then yes, you can ditch your buffer because both those characters have that defense and spirit buff for your party, and after first turn you can easily maintain your buff using her LB. Okay, so her LB is really nice. It is 150% all stats buff. Whoa, that's pretty amazing. It requires 40 LB crystals, which is a lot, but maybe that's not a problem because she has 2 cooldown abilities, and those 2 will refill your LB gauge by 40 crystals. So yeah, I have said that on setup section that used to cooldown abilities within 1 turn, but if you want to use her as a buffer, then don't use 2 cooldown ability within 1 turn, okay? Save the other one for next LB. I mean, yeah, for next turn if you need LB, okay? So use them one by one, but that means you only get 8 times damage modifier, but that's okay. And for damage mitigation, she has 30% damage mitigation, but it is only available through cooldown ability. So on normal turn, you need to stick with her 20% damage mitigation. Yes, it is below average, but again, if you use Sacred Shield Charlotte as your AoE magic tank, then who needs 30% damage mitigation? You will rely on Sacred Shield Charlotte LB. Okay, And she also able to buff you Fire, Ice, Light, and Dark Resist. Yes, they are nice, 70%. Yes, I must say she is pretty good character, okay? If you have Sacred Shield Charlotte, if you have Auron, okay, but let's say if you use traditional party, then really you cannot ditch your buffer. So in the end, it only depends on your party composition, okay? So I think that's all you need to know about abilities. I won't talk further about them because they are kind of gimmicky and confusing. What you want to use her on the battle is simply to chain and to buff your party, okay? So enough about abilities. Now let's take a look on equipment. For equipment, it is pretty easy because you can simply use her Trust Master Reward, and because it is something like raid event, so you can easily get 100% on her Trust Master Reward. Okay, and yeah, it is totally worth using your normal Trust Moogle because the Trust Master weapon, I mean the Astral is STMR level weapon. But let's say if you are super well and have that Daybreak from Aurora Fravia and you also have her STMR, then use that Daybreak because that means you will get another 30% attack and magic boost from equipping Sword. Okay, you can still activate your Trust ability because you have Elena STMR. That's why I said you need her STMR. For hat, I think Red Hellbore or maybe Florid Hairpin are the best for her. Okay, pretty easy to get. For Black Force Shapeshifter, you can also use the exclusive equipment from the event. That's pretty good. And for body, I can only think Fryavia Suite because you need to equip Rope to get max stats boost from her passive. For accessories, you can use Ice Blade Hilt from Kurasame Trust Master Reward, or if you are well, you can use Ravenheart from Malphasy STMR. For abilities, you can equip her with one magic charger, and that will max her true double hand magic. I believe the true double hand magic is same like true double hand attack, 300%, but if it is different, forgive me. And you can also get Buster style. Okay, that means she will get that max true double hand on attack and magic. Amazing. For the rest, you can equip Chocobo Adventure and Adventurer 5. Okay, that's it. So enough about equipment. My conclusion for Elena, she is freaking amazing. Okay, so yeah, she is kind of like Esther when she was first released. Okay, really strong attacker with insane survivability. If you think Esther's stats are nuts, then Elena is on another level. Okay, if you take a look on Japan characters right now, I don't think even right now, I'm not sure about CG Chirin or CG King Laswell. Okay, but until Barch, I don't think Barch can surpass Elena in terms of survivability. Elena has survivability like tanker. Okay, so whoa, she's pretty amazing. Okay, she's the only character, I mean attacker, who is better than Esther in terms of survivability. And her hybrid damage, whoa, that's insane, guys. It can reach about 200 190 modifier with her triple cast. Oh, that's insane. And she's also flexible in terms of element, water, like lightning and ice. So let's say you don't like hybrid characters, then you only want to focus on her attack or magic, you can do that. That's what makes her amazing. And soon we're gonna get Scorn of Bloody Moon. I believe on that battle, Elena can shine, okay, because Scorn of Bloody Moon resists against physical attack, so your Xeno Esther will eat dust on that battle. But for Elena, she will shine. Okay, really good characters. And she also can act as a buffer if you have other half buffer in quote, like Sacred Shield Charlotte, Auron, whoa, Elena is insane on that party setup. Okay, and for Supercharged Mastery Word, it is also very good for hybrid character through double hand, but it is still good on normal through double hand character. But if you get 4 Elena, what I want to tell you here is be careful not to get that Supercharged Mastery Word as fast as you can, because let me remind you that they say Global will get a feature where you can use your own unit as your friend on your friend slot. Okay, I thought that will be something like copy unit, but some of you say, oh, it's impossible, that's too good to be true. Yes, maybe you are correct, but if that's the case, then you want to keep your second 7 stars Elena instead of getting her STMR. Okay, you will have 2 Elena that can wow, boom, 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 kill the enemy. Okay, so don't merge her into one characters if you have 4 Elena. Wait until we learn more about the using our own unit on friend slot. Okay, that's my advice for you. But let's say if you are super well, you have 8 Elena, what's the problem? Get her Supercharged Mastery Word. You can get 2 and still use her in friend slot feature if the worst is came. Okay, and the only thing that I don't like her, actually there are 2 things. The first is her Charge Mastery Word, while super good, it is only work for herself. Okay, so that's kind of downer in my opinion, but maybe that's not important because most hybrid characters use this sword and need to equip Nature Spell Loving Blade. So Great Sword doesn't allow Nature Spell Loving Blade, so maybe you won't care that much about it. Okay, and for setup hater, brace yourself. Elena is more annoying than Xeno in terms of setup, in my opinion. Okay, that's the reason why I don't like my Xeno that much. I still prefer my Astral. Astral is pretty damn simple. Okay, Bolting Strike, waiting her LB, ta 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 ta. But for Xeno, but in the end, Elena is 10 plus 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 plus. She's really broken hybrid character. Okay, really glad Gumi doesn't nerf her, but yeah, I understand perfectly. Compared to Aurora, Evia, and Kurasame, I believe you guys know the answer. Okay, it's kind of comparing Orlando to Xeno. Okay, they are really old characters. Aurora, Evia not that old, but still their damage modifier are way much lower than Elena. Okay, you have seen that from my calculation. Elena damage output is insane. So yep, I think that's all you need to know about Elena. Thank you very much for watching. Push the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Private videos, guys. Bye bye guys.